Welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Tanealia. In today's video, we are going to be doing my summer favorites. I have highlighter, blush, bronzer, eyeshadow palettes, just an array of things here to talk about. Let's go ahead and start off with bronzer and highlighter. For bronzers, I brought out two. One's a powder and one is a cream. First, let's talk about the cream. This one is from Quebest. This is not the first time I've talked about either one of these products. Anybody who's been watching me for a while, you know how much I love these. I have a lot of bronzer, but these two are specifically the ones that you would see me pulling out during this time of the year because these are just the best. The shade says orange pink, and it's this really pretty deep, rich, just kind of caramel toasty bronze. This formula is so creamy. I got this one off of Temu, by the way. I love this formula. I love the way that it blends out. If you're someone that has like fair to medium skin tone, this could possibly come off orangey possibly on you, but if you have like kind of medium to tan, I think it would blend out perfectly. My skin is kind of on that medium to tan, and this one just blends out beautifully. It's just so creamy. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. The powder bronzer that I pulled out, this is the Wet Shady Beaches from Wet n Wild. It is one of the color icon bronzers. Of all the bronzers that I have, regardless of price range or brand, this one is my favorite. I mean, it is the perfect toasty bronze. I have seen individuals from fair all the way to like medium tan use this shade, and it just looks wonderful on all of them. I love the fact that it's a perfect toasty color and it does work on a variety of skin tones. It is just beautiful. For highlighter, I only brought out three, and that's because these are the ones that I would use the most. When it comes to the summertime, I love bronzy, warm, orange tones, very peachy tones. These are the type of tones that I reach for in the summer. Also like very warm yellows. These three highlighters that I picked out, beautiful range of, just bronzy gold, champagne gold. This one is from Kiko Milano. I don't believe they make this one anymore. That's one thing I do want to say is I will try to link everything that I can, but I can't guarantee that everything that I'm going to be talking about is still going to be available. These are the products that I love, and I just kind of wanted to be true to myself and just to maybe inspire you to see what you have in your collection that you might want to bring out this time of year. As I said, this one came from Kiko Milano. It's shade 03, and it is from the Dolce Diva line, the Glam Cushion Highlighter. This one is beautiful. It's funny because you have like e.l.f. and Charlotte Tilbury and all these brands coming out with cushion highlighters, and Kiko Milano had these out like a couple of years ago. But as you can see, it's perfect gold. Like it goes just perfectly with my skin tone. Like if I blended this out, it would just give me a soft, healthy glow that just enhances my natural skin tone. It is beautiful. You're probably going to hear me say that quite a bit throughout this video. And also you will notice kind of a theme with the tones and the shades and stuff that I bring out. This next one is from e.l.f., one of my favorite highlighting products in my entire collection. It is in Topaz Glow and is the Shimmer Highlighting Powder. This one is just so soft. It's not super glowy. It's not super bright. It just gives you this very natural, healthy glow to the skin. It is so beautiful. It's exactly what it says. It's like a highlighting powder, not necessarily just an all-over glow highlighter. Just a little bit of this on those high points of your face where you want just a little bit of glow. It's gorgeous. And then this last one, this is from Juvia's Place. This is one of their Tribe highlighters. This is volume 2? Yes, volume 2. And this is just another beautiful bronzy gold. I mean, look at that. Oh, and the formula is so pretty and creamy. All three of these shades you're going to notice are similar to each other, but with just a hint, the undertone just being a little bit different. So freaking pretty. Let's talk about palettes next, and then we will move into blushes. I have a lot of blush. I pulled out three palettes. This first one is a highlighting bronzing palette or highlighting blush palette. This one came from Revolution. I think it came in that 25 days of beauty like calendar thing. They had like the drawers, and each drawer had a different product in it. There isn't like a specific name to it. It just says blush and highlight palette, but I pulled this one out for these two shades in the end right here. This orange is so freaking pretty. Perfect warm tone orange, and then you have this orangey highlighter that goes with it. I don't usually swatch a lot of products, but I did want to kind of do a little swatching in this one. Do you see that? Rich, pigmented, just pretty. Oh, you can use the blush and this shimmery kind of highlighting blush on its own, or kind of use this one as a blush topper for this one. It's just so freaking pretty. And I think this was my first experience with a Revolution blush highlighting palette as well. This next one, this is one of the newer products to my collection. This is from the Nude Eco collection from BH Cosmetics. This is the Flatter Me palette in Unfiltered. And I pulled this one out specifically because of all of these beautiful, just a range of orangey tones, especially these two in the middle, which I am going to swatch. One of them is a little bit brighter and one of them is a little bit warmer. So you have a warmer shade here, and then this one's a little bit brighter. So that's the brighter one, and then this is the warmer one. In the swatches, they're coming off just a little bit more subtle, but when you blend these out on the cheek, they are so pretty. And what I like about these is that they don't come off like super pigmented right away. You can softly build these tones up to get to that pigmentation that you're wanting. But this palette is beautiful. I've been loving all the new products that BH Cosmetics has been launching. This last palette, this was the Ulta Black Widow collaboration. Black Widow is part of Marvel. If you know anything about me, you know I love DC Marvel superheroes. And this palette is beautiful. I have decluttered and moved out of my collection some of the other collaborations that Ulta has done with Marvel, but this one, it is stunning. The eyeshadow palette is gorgeous too. You'll see that when I do my eyeshadow palette collection video coming up soon, but all three of these shades are beautiful. The highlighter I don't use very often, but these two, the bronzer and the blush, what I love about this blush, it just gives that perfect warm kind of brick red. You blend it out on the cheeks and it almost looks like you have kind of a sunburnt toastiness to the cheek. You can use just the bronzer on its own, which kind of like goes like right into my skin tone. You can't really see it there, but the bronzer by itself or the blush by itself, or you can kind of blend them together to give you a nice little kind of warm sunburnt almost effect to the skin. The blush is coming off looking much cooler toned in the swatch, but it is nothing like that. It's really warm, kind of a toasty brick. Moving on to blush, I pulled out 8. I had like 4 or 5 more pulled out, and then I had to kind of pull back. You know, I'm like, I would not really, while I like them, I would not really use those. Like I wouldn't really pull from those much, and I really only wanted to talk about the ones that just really, the ones that I would really be pulling out during this time of year. This first one is from AOA Studio. Unfortunately, these have been out of stock for a while, but these are their Color Flush liquid blushes. This shade is in Redwood. Perfect, warm, toasty orange. I mean, look at that. And it blends out beautifully on the skin. It lasts all day. These blushes from AOE Studio, they're only $1. I have 4 shades, but this is the one that I would pull out the most. Just a deep, rich, warm, toasty orange. So pretty. This next one is from Oden. This is the one that I'm actually wearing today. And this is one of the Soul Main Love Blushers and Sunlight Love Blushers in Orange Sunny. I'm also wearing the Tribe highlighter. I forgot to mention that one, but the Tribe 2 highlighter from Juvia's Place. That's the highlighter that I'm wearing today, and you can see they just look so beautiful together. But this is also another just toasty orange. This one is like a true orange. It's so pretty. I mean, you can see the warmth on the skin. It doesn't look like blush. It just looks like you have a warm, toasty glow and warmth to your skin. It's so, oh my God, it's so pretty. From BPerfect, I pulled out one of these Scorched blushes. This is in Magma. I have 2 shades. This one I love for the glowiness. This is a beautiful, glowy, orangey toned blush. A little bit kind of, I want to say tangerine, maybe is what I'm trying to say. But this one, you may not be able to see it on camera, but it's a beautiful, just gorgeous, toasty glow. This will be beautiful on its own, gorgeous as a blush topper. If you're deeper skin tones, this would work as an orangey toned highlighter. So pretty. This next one is from Moira. This is one of the signature ombre blushes. Just in general, their blushes are so pretty. This one has exactly what it says in ombre, from like a lighter kind of a tangerine orange to like a kind of a coral red on the bottom. You can like swatch the individual sections. If you kind of go in the middle, you'll see that kind of ombre there. So you can swatch the individual or apply the individual sections, or you can just kind of mix it all together. See, that's like kind of the lighter part, and then that's like that bottom shade. So pretty. This is like 3 different shades of blush in one. Next, we have from LYS. This is one of the Higher Standards Soft Matte Cream blushes in Epic. This is one of my favorite orange tone blushes, just in general, that I own in any product, period. It's so pretty. Beautiful, warm, toasty in shade. These cream blushes are so smooth, so pigmented. They blend out beautifully on the skin. I mean, look at that. So warm and so toasty. This one I'm especially looking forward to pulling out over the summer. I mean, that is so beautiful. It just looks like you've just been out in the sun, you know, getting a little bit of warmth, not too much, just a slight bit of a tan. It's really pretty. This next one is from the Tinkerbell collection that Colourpop did. This one is in Darling. I'm usually not someone that's like really into like super glowy blushes, but this one is so pretty. It's like a toasty bronze, and you know the Super Shock blushes in general are so pretty. It's a toasty bronze with like a little bit of like kind of a brick red, little orange, a little copper, a little gold going on there. You can use this as a blush. You can use this as a highlighter. This one I mainly use kind of like a blush topper. You can see, I don't know if you see it there, but there's like a little bit of a shift going on. It's kind of like a gold to red. Just so pretty. This one blends so beautifully on its own, or you know, over a blush. You can even put this as like a little bit of a bronze topper if you want. It is so beautiful. This next blush, it is also from AOA Studios. This is one of their Cherry Blossom powder blushes. I have 4, and this one is my favorite in general, but this is definitely the one that I would pull out during this time of year. It is in Raku, I'm not exactly sure. It's just beautiful, kind of a toasty red, a little bit of pink, just really pretty. I mean, you can see that. It's like a pink brick kind of toastiness going on. This one just blends so beautifully on the skin. It just adds a touch of like healthy warmth. Like it gives you healthy warmth to the skin is what it does. It just kind of brings your face to life. It doesn't look like you're wearing blush, at least not on me. It just adds a little bit of color to my cheeks and just helps to kind of brighten up my complexion. I love this one. Of course, I love them all. This last one is from Juvia's Place. This is one of their powder, their single powder blushes. They only had 2 shades of this. This one I wish that they would have brought more shades out of, but I don't even think it's available anymore. The last time I checked the website, I think they have been discontinued, which makes me sad because this is one of their most beautiful blush formulas. This shade is in Bella. This is a gorgeous, like orange red. So freaking pretty. I mean, look at that. It's very much like the one that's in the Ulta Black Widow palette. So pretty. It's like a pinky, warm red. Oh, another one that I'm going to be looking forward to wearing over the summertime. That is all of the highlighter, blushes, and bronzers that I pulled. Let's move into eyeshadow palettes, and then we'll end with lip products. I pulled out 10 palettes, and you're going to see kind of a recurring theme with these, all except one. And I think that's the one that I'll talk about first. And this one is from Colourpop. I guess I'll talk about the other 3 Colourpop palettes I pulled out as well right after I talk about this one. But this is the High Tide palette. The reason why I pulled this one out is because of these mermaid colors, these mermaid shades in this palette. When I look at this is going to be perfect for exactly like I said, those kind of blue mermaid tones, and I like to bring those out during the summertime. This palette will also be pretty as like a wintry themed palette, but I love these kind of mermaidy blue teals in here. They're so freaking pretty, and this is going to be pretty for just an overall mermaid look this summer. Then we have their 2 all matte palettes. I can't remember if these were I don't think these are the only all matte palettes that they launched, but I think these are the only ones in the 9-pan format. And these are their 2 kind of flower themed palettes, Little Ray of Sunshine and Big Poppy. Like I said, these are all matte. The Big Poppy has more of an warm orange theme. I mean, you can see why I love this one. Just in case you're new to my channel, green is my all-time favorite shade of eyeshadow in life to use, followed by orange. And this just has all the perfect warm orangey toastiness for the summer. It's so pretty. And the Little Ray of Sunshine is the yellow themed. So this one has a lot of those kind of warm, toasty yellows. This next palette I pulled in to kind of go as a companion with this one. And it's funny, when you see these two side by side, this one is the C-3PO palette, right? I picked this one up because I love Star Wars, and this was the latest Star Wars palette that launched. This one is themed after C-3PO. And I loved these bronzy yellows, these kind of grungy yellows on the top, and then the shimmers are really pretty, really creamy, very shiny. And then I put it up next to the Little Ray of Sunshine palette because I thought, you know what? These two would be really nice companion pieces, and I kind of went, wow. Wow. Basically, what they did was they took the shades in here, the tones in here, and then turned some of them into shimmers. I mean, these are like pretty much identical color stories. Very, very little difference in the tones and the mattes. They look almost exactly the same. I just thought, wow. But yeah, this is going to be a really pretty companion for this palette over the summertime. This next one, this is one of my all-time favorite orange palettes I have ever owned. If I had to get rid of any orange palette in my collection, I would be happy as long as I had this one. This one I am definitely going to be pulling out a lot. I may take this one with me along with the one from Profusion right there when I go visit my family next month in Portland. I'll have like every shade that I could possibly want between these two palettes. But when you look at this, you have beautiful toasty warms. Some point I dug my nail into that shade. But you have an array of toasty oranges in here. You got yellows in here. You got pinks in here. So you can do warm tone orange looks. You can do neutral looks. You can do, you know, those pink lemonade looks. I will say they could have like pared this palette down a little bit, but this to me is an orange lover's dream. Every tone of orange I could possibly want is in this palette, and yeah, love this one. I have a few from BH Cosmetics, or two from Beauty Bay, one from BH Cosmetics rather. Let me talk about the one from Beauty Bay first, and then we'll talk about the one from BH Cosmetics. I have the Fiery Mattes and the Tropical. The Tropical is the newest one to my collection. I will be doing, or actually rather, I just filmed this look for Reels. That should be going up after this video. This one is so pretty. This one has all the tropical, like pink lemonade. You have shades of orange in here. You have shades of yellow, shades of gold, shades of pink. Some of the shades look a little bit redundant, and I would say like even like on the eyelid they look very similar to each other, but there's a difference enough in the shades in this palette to be able to put together, you know, different looks, and I think it's pretty. I've been enjoying it so far. Then the Fiery Mattes. This one is an all matte palette. Last year I think it was Beauty Bay, rather. I keep wanting to say BH Cosmetics. Beauty Bay launched this collection of palettes that range from like 42 shades all the way to 9 pans. You had a green one, then there was the green palette had like a 42 pan, a 16 pan, a 12 pan, 9 pan, and so on and so forth. This is the smallest one, I believe, kind of that orange red range, and I just think this is the perfect just orange red matte neutral palette. You can do neutral looks with this. You can do red looks with this. You can do some, you know, orangey warm looks with this palette. This is going to be perfect over the summer. From BH Cosmetics, I pulled out my Sweet Shop Orange Sorbet. The Sweet Shop line from BH Cosmetics was one of the best eyeshadow palettes they ever launched. I don't know why they discontinued them. They should just kept that as like part of the regular line. It was so pretty. But this one is the Orange Sorbet. And as you can see, beautiful oranges from warm toasty all the way to like brighter tangerines. The four on the bottom are mattes and then the top are shimmers. The shimmer formula in these, I haven't swatched anything, but I think I'm going to go ahead and swatch some of the ones in here. The shimmer formula in this palette is some of the prettiest shimmer formulas just ever. Just in general, their Sweet Shop shades, their Sweet Shop rather, shimmers are some of the prettiest that they've ever launched. I mean, look at that. So freaking stunning. From Nomad Cosmetics, I pulled out my Cartagena Magica palette. I think this was the second or third palette that I ever purchased from the brand. This one has beautiful warm tones of orange. You have pinks, you have yellows in here. The shimmer formula in the earlier palettes like this, these are the ones that I just freaking love. They're so creamy. They're so smooth. I mean, look at that. No issue whatsoever getting them out of the pan. The newer formulas, you can tell that they're kind of like experimenting. They're like trying out, you know, different formulas. Some of them work, some of them don't. I kind of wish that they would go back to this formula because look at that. It's so freaking pretty. A lot of the newer shimmers, I'm going to be honest with, are not like some of my favorites. You know, and I understand, you know, wanting to experiment, wanting to try to come up with something new, but this formula was just tried and true. And this entire color story is just going to be perfect for the summertime. I have two more palettes, and then we will be finished with this favorite beauty or favorite makeup products of the summer. This next one is from Violet Voss. This is the Sunkissed Summer Palette. Hold on, let me take this off my hands. Fingers are turning pink from all the swatching. This one is one of their tin pan palettes. It is a collection of basically yellows and pinks. This shade right here, this one is called Berry Hot. Usually I'm not into like glittery shades, but this one is so pretty. Like you can feel it when you swatch it, that little bit of a grittiness to it, but when you actually swatch it, it's so smooth. Look at that. It's so freaking pretty. There's like a hint, there's hints of like berry and little tiny flecks of gold. It's so pretty. On the eyelid, this particular shade is absolutely stunning. Like if you're going for those really bold, dramatic summer looks, oh my God, this shade is everything. These shades of gold in the top, those are really pretty too. This last one, this is more of a peachy neutral, but this is from Crown Pro. I have talked about this palette as well. This was the very first palette I ever got from BoxyCharm, and it's the only palette, I think, one of the only palettes that I've kept. Look at that. These are some of the prettiest, just warm, peachy tones. They just give you these just really pretty, warm, neutral looks. It's gorgeous in the fall, beautiful in the summer. I mean, look at just an array of bronze peachiness going on in this palette. And this formula is so pretty. It's very silky, very buttery. It blends like a dream. The shimmers are not like super glowy, but they give you just that perfect amount of glowy bronziness, you know, for that summertime, healthy summertime glow. They're so pretty. And you can use some of these highlights, like this one in the middle right here. This one would work as a really pretty, just kind of shifty pink gold highlighter as well. That's something that you would like to do. I mean, look at that. You can see that kind of pink to peach gold shift. Just, oh, this palette is beautiful. I was thinking we were finished, but I got a little bit ahead of myself. I forgot the lip products. I pulled out 5, and you'll see a theme with these. Once again, I like those kind of warmer, toastier tones. This one is from Jason Wu. It is one of his matte lips in Apple Pie. It's just so pretty. This is a really pretty neutral with just a little bit of oranginess going into it. So pretty. It looks more pink on camera, but when you actually apply it in your lips, there's just a touch of like pink orange kind of going to it. It's really pretty. This next one is from Kimchi Chick Beauty. The shade is in Back Off. This is a really pretty burnt orange. I love the fact that you probably can't see it, but it has her kimchi insignia kind of embossed on the side here. But this is a perfect, just bright burnt orange. I mean, look at that. So pretty. And I love the matte lips from Kimchi. The next one that I pulled out, this is one of the Ludicrous Matte Lip Crayons from Milani. I need to get some more of these. This is such a beautiful formula, extremely long wearing, and like a little rounded tip makes it so easy to apply the lipstick on the bow, you know, your kind of the cupid's bow of your mouth. But this one is a beautiful orangey, warm shade. It looks similar to that one on the top. It's funny because like you look at the swatches and you think, wow, that looks more pink, but it's not. It's a warm, toasty orange when you actually apply it to the lips. And it's so smooth, so creamy. Your lips are kind of blurred, but they last just like all day long. I really do have to get some more of these. These are beautiful. This next one you have seen me use a lot lately if you've been watching my videos. And this is from Kimu's. I got this off of Temu. The shade is in Rotten Tomatoes. Not the best shade name, but it is the most beautiful, warm orange toned neutral. I have to be careful because it's a little bit broken in there and likes to move around. But this is one of my favorite nudes in my collection. It has just a little bit of a pink, peach, orange kind of an undertone to it. This one looks so pretty with so many different eye looks, so many different, eyeshadows. All around, I feel like this is the perfect neutral nude. It just looks beautiful with everything. And then this last one is from Profusion. This is one of the Ethereal Butterfly Soft Matte Lip Crayons. This is part of that Empowered collection. And if you guys recall, I pulled out one of these in one of my Shop My Stashes, and I didn't like that shade. That one was not buildable like at all. You put it on, and it's pretty going on, but if you try to like build it to get a little more pigment, it just would not build. But this one is really pretty. This is a very just gorgeous toasty orange. I mean, oh, look at this. Look at that. And this one has a lot more pigment to it. It builds up more. It actually has a little bit better staying power than that other shade did. It is absolutely gorgeous. And that is going to be the end of my summer favorites. I hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know if you own any of these palettes, any of the products I talked about today, if any of them are your favorites. What are some of your favorites that you'll be pulling out for the summertime? Let me know down in the comments. Sound off. I love hearing your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help with getting videos into the algorithm. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already subscribed, we are doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, so definitely think about subscribing. I'd love it if you would consider joining my little family. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss a thing, and you can also follow me on my other socials. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.